here. Yes. It looks like there might be just 2 people here. That's more than no people here at least. I feel like I've caught everyone out a little bit tonight, including myself, because with a couple of minutes spare, I had to nip off upstairs just before making my cup of tea, which this evening I thought I would be prepared for by having a cup of tea already ready, so that I wasn't wandering off out of sight, out of shot, doing something else. And what happens is I came and did it late anyway, which is most unprofessional of me. Oh gosh, most unprofessional indeed. I can't do it. I can't do a live stream without a cup of tea, can I? Let's see. Now, welcome, and welcome for the 3rd time to tonight's live stream, which is one where I shall do a little bit of easy cooking. In the pan just here, I have some potatoes ready for boiling and turning into mash. I'm going to make something I've done many a time before. I can't remember whether I've done it on this channel or not, but it's basically mash, then really obvious, with butter and salt and pepper and some cheese, and then going into a dish on some greaseproof paper and into the oven for about an hour, so that you have like crunchy mash. I'm sure I've done it. Anyway, it seems to be a bit of a nighttime favourite, so I shall be cracking on doing that quite soon. But because it's quite an easy one to do, it means I am free to just have a little chat, should anybody want to be here to have a chat. Let's find out, shall we? And James Sumner here, number 1, James Sumner. Well done, James. You was ready, wasn't you? Ready to turn up and say hello, which is exactly what you've done. Barry Scrotter is here. Good evening. And then Mr. M. Hello, Mr. Mustard. Hello, Mr. M. Blair won't be here today because I took her phone to study because she has an exam on Sunday. Well, that is very sensible, actually, and it's kind of what's needed, isn't it? Because I mean, live streams really are not that important. They're there to just be as part of a community, but there are other things that you should be doing unless you've already done them. If you've already done them, fine, but if you haven't, not so fine. And I would hate to be getting in the way of somebody's education. I really would. Andrew Buttigieg, a very good evening, Mustard, and everyone, Andrew Buttigieg says. And good morning to you as well. Diane Hook, hello Diane. Mystic Hair is evening, good evening. Dinosaur Dad, or Dino Dad, good morning to you. Hello, what's cooking? Nothing just yet, but hopefully quite soon there will be. Maxine34 says hi. And Diane, that must have been that yummy thing there is where I just explained what I was about to make. Quite easy, very easy in fact. Can't go wrong with a potato. But I'm not going to dash any of it. No. What's the point? What's the point in rushing these things? None. Yes, I am fine, James. I bought new cans of beer today to have a drink with you, says Mr. M. Well, that's rather exciting. I look forward to that. Neil Gibbons, the Gibbonator, save Fred the Shed, with an exclamation mark, because Neil is very much in the camp of save Fred the Shed. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, Fred the Shed is a rather scruffy looking Rover estate car, which can be seen on my other channel, Project Nigel, where I've been weighing up what the best future for this particular car is. And I'm not one for giving up on cars, not cars that I like. So Neil there, wading in, waving the flag of freedom for the old thing rather than just being in it. Good chap. Hello, Captain Mustard and chat. I hope you're all okay and in good spirits, says Neil. I'm having a glass of white wine now, says James. Maxine's back. Bonjour, Capitano Mustardo. I do like it when you say that, actually, Pingu. It's quite good. Oh, also tonight, let's continue the theme of awarding usernames marks out of 10. And if you already know what your mark out of 10 is, you can tell me if I happen to get it wrong. But Pingu Concord is a good 8 out of 10. That's what I reckon. Barry Scrotter, good evening, fellow milk drinking haggis farmers. Oh, do you think I should get held back? Says Maxine. Held back about what? Oh, held back. Oh, I see. I don't know. No, you're welcome to stay. I'm not going to stop you from being here. Neil and Pingo and Fred the Shed, says Andrew Buttygig. Nice and fresh out. Oh, is it? Yes, will be a lovely, crisp Australian morning for you. I've been thinking about how I might actually try doing a couple of live streams at a very different time of day, say lunchtime on this channel. Only when I'm not at work though. And if things go to plan or go really well, then this kind of is work, isn't it? But I'm thinking of that time because our friends in the East will be all awake at that point. Whereas now, they will, many of them will be kind of still asleep. And most of them won't want to wake up and think, right, first thing I'm going to do as soon as I wake up is look for a beardy man on YouTube to ramble on, to listen to him ramble in a language I probably don't even understand. Good evening, everyone. Hope you had a lovely day, says Diane. Don't freeze your donuts. That was really disappointing. I'll tell you about that now, because in the oven just here, we have the flapjack that I made last night, okay? And it's very nice. It turned out exactly as I wanted. There's a lovely, warming, spicy cinnamon and ginger flavour to them. And I had to pop to the shop today, which was Asda for a change. And I was genuinely feeling just a bit peckish. And I thought, well, I'll treat myself to some donuts. They're only £1 or something like that. I really was rather disappointed. I mean, the Facebook post was a joke, which I'm not sure everybody quite got. But that's the nature of my jokes sometimes. I don't really expect them to be appreciated. But yeah, so I ended up buying something that I didn't want as much as what I have, and then not really eating it properly because it wasn't any good anyway. I'm sitting in front of the heater at the moment. Hello, Andrew. Hello, Herb. I started a campaign. We are saving Fred the Shed. I'm putting my foot down and fixing the sod. Tough words. Yeah, Neil. You don't want to mess with Neil once he wants to start saving a car. He's made his mind up. And he thinks that it deserves another life. It does, doesn't it? It does. Just because it's a shed, you know, it's a hard-working shed, isn't it? So, some people aren't going to know what I'm talking about here. Fred deserves a second chance. If anyone can get Fred, it's you, mate. That's right. My eyes are just not really very good at all tonight. They're worse than usual. And I'm not really sure why. So, I'm going to struggle with this distance thing even more than usual. What do you think about the Gen Z generation? Which one's the Gen Z? Is that the newest one? Is that the newest of adults at the moment? Tell me, because I'm a bit behind with this. There was the boomers, and then the Generation X, and then the millennials, wasn't there? And then what comes after that? I don't know. I either lost motivation to find out, or I just never knew in the first place. How is little Rodney? Asks Pingu Concord. Well, it is okay. But unfortunately, I've done no jobs with him at all. I haven't even got him up for sale. I'm going to get Rodney up for sale, and it comes with a bonnet, a spare bonnet, because the one on there is a bit, it's rusty, isn't it? We don't like rusty bonnets. But I'm not going to go into seeing if I can get it resprayed. So the bonnet will come with the car. So the new buyer can either put the new bonnet on or keep the old one on. It's going to be their choice. That's how I'm thinking about it. You're having a glass of white wine now. Another one. Supporting... sipping on a sexy Shiraz myself, says Mr. Sorry I missed the last live stream, says Maxine. No need ever to be sorry. Hi Maxine, you okay? Now, you be careful, James, tonight. It's happening. What's happening? It's happening, says... Oh, right, I see. Neil says it's happening. Yeah. I feel a bit like, even if I was a bit unsure myself, it's like, I don't really know. Can I be bothered with this whole thing? I think he'd be like saying, no, it's happening. If you're not going to fix it, I will. I'll take it, I'll do it. Yeah, that's kind of what he's like. I love white wine, says James. Neil got him running again. Neil did, but both the other Neil did as well. That was the thing, because one day there was another chap called Neil from Blackpool, and George, who's from Stoke, I think, happened to just being round at the lockup, and I mentioned Fred, and those two both wanted to have a go, and we got it going eventually. But of course, it was struggling still. And it wasn't really until Neil put the fuel pump in, which was a combination of the housing of the fuel pump and a fuel pump from another car, a petrol fuel pump rather than diesel, where it worked. And then I got talking to a chap called Rob, who popped around the other day, and he said that the petrol, I don't want to go too far into this because it might be a bit dull for people, but the petrol fuel pump is a lower pressure than the diesel. And that might be why it's not running quite as well. But then I happen to unplug something and it runs better. Now, what's the worst thing about Fred is the rear quarter damage. It is actually, yeah. Boaty's World is here. Fred goes next Wednesday. Motorwise booked in. They're paying £374. That's a real result. £374. We're going to have a little bit of a deal. Sorry about that. Generation X here. I'm going to have to get my glasses on. I'm sorry. I'm like straight away. This is no good. That can't though, can I? Because I have glasses for when I sit at the table and I've finished doing things. At the moment, I am doing some sort of cooking things here, and I don't think that could possibly work. Let's give this a go anyway, but I might end up getting really confused. Really confused. I mean, normally I get a bit confused, but on this occasion I get so confused that I forget my own name, which is handy because people keep asking me what it is. Barry Squatter, don't forget about Boaty's moustache while you're in the determined mood. Oh, Boaty as well. Boaty didn't answer my message earlier, and I did phone you up because I needed to chat to you about something regarding two cars. One of them is a company car, and one of them isn't a company car, but it might be. Okay, so we'll have a chat at some point tomorrow. Right, James, okay, James, I'm going to give you this warning, just like Greenwood did do yesterday. You're not here to chat the ladies up. So, anymore, and I'm going to put you on timeout, okay? Sorry about that. 375 is a good price. Is it? Is it though? Is it? I mean, it's a scrap price, that's why, because scrap's quite high, isn't it? Oh, right, blimey, yeah. Yeah. Let's, James isn't even 48, I think he's 18. Who's moderating? We might need moderating. Who, right, okay, well, here's the question. Who wants to be a moderator tonight? Who wants to be a moderator? It has to be someone I know personally, and is prepared to stay up for until, well, another hour and a half-ish. Let me know. Is he taking Brian with him as well? Yeah. Yeah, that's right. So, good evening says Bad Books as well. When you wear glasses, it means beer time. It stop winding people up, Boaty. I would mod, but I'm at work. I'll be mod, right? Okay, Neil the Givinator. Okay, brilliant. There we go. Add as moderator. Thank you very much, Neil. Brilliant. Good chap. You know what to do, okay? We don't mind people coming in saying things that might be a bit unusual and a bit challenging, but repetition and stalking, no. I nominate Boaty for mod. I'm not mod material. What happened to there? Yeah, no, it's not going to be beer time just yet. Live chat, okay. That's changed that. We've got it in the right place. Right, Maxine, I hope you haven't just disappeared because James, I'm going to put you on timeout anyway because you're just a bit of a pain in the arse, to be honest. Good job, Neil. Thank you. Right. So, this isn't the place to discuss Fred the Shed too much. What I am proposing to do is I want to find a way of buying Fred out so I can make the choice, because as a car to sell on, it's not going to work. It's too tatty, and it's just it needs an awful lot of interior bits. It needs the bodywork all sorting out, but I just feel really bad. I just feel really bad at the idea of it just being binned. So that's my plan there. And of course, Neil wants to help with the fixing of this car as well, which is typically generous of him. 5 more minutes before the strange question starts, suggests Andrew Buttigieg, and he might well be right. Are we parboiling this evening? No, I'm just boiling. I'm going to turn it into mash, and then I'm going to turn the mash into kind of a strange, big, crispy, mashy thing with onions and cheese. Cheese might not appeal to everybody, but it appeals to me. So that's what's happening. I'll help out with Fred in any way I can, says Neil Gibbons the Gibbinator. Now, I did have this on quite a low heat, just in case we ended up with lots and lots of chat on the go. But tonight it's been a bit of an odd one, because so far there's not been quite the huge amount of messages coming in, which means that I've been able to cope with it so far. Yesterday and the day before, I couldn't. I was just quite simply, it was just, I was just behind straight away. I was reading comments right from the off, not lingering around too much. And I had a problem with it all. It was amazing. Oh no, here we go. Coming in now, right. So, Smelly Hole. Hi, Boaty. Hi, Mustard. Where is Windy Miller tonight? We have things in common. what you and Windy Miller have things in common, or you have things in common with me or Boaty. Might need to clarify that one. No, I think you have actually. Just seems a bit strange that you should know Windy Miller. And okay, Cars with JC is here as well. Hello, Paul and all. And welcome very much. So there we have 2 moderators in tonight after all, which makes this even easier. Dan Peters, evening Captain Mustard. Hope you've had a good week. Well, it's had its ups and its downs. Today feels a bit like the weekend actually. And normally weekends I'll go into work and I'll do a bit of something, but because of this long weekend, Easter weekend thing, I promised I'll have a bit of time off. And today I went in a bit late and I came home a bit early, and that's made it feel like Saturday all day. And of course it isn't. So I'm going to be really rather confused by what day it is tomorrow, aren't I? I'd imagine so anyway. Parker is here. Hello, Parker. Or am I now the Gibbinator moderator? You are indeed. Wear your badge with honour, Neil. Quite funny to see Neil put Boaty on timeout or something. Hello, Joe and Smelly Hole. Ava, are you from Ireland? I'm sure you asked me this exact question yesterday. Maybe I didn't answer it in time before you disappeared. Or somebody asked that anyway. Maybe it was somebody else. And the answer is no. I'm not from Ireland. I'm not in Ireland. I'm in Great Britain. I'm in England. England land. Which is close, but not the same place. Girl Dad cooking up deliciousness. What do we reckon to that name? Girl Dad cooking up deliciousness. What is a girl dad anyway? Hey Mustard, what you cooking? I'm starting up to mash for the moment. Potatoes. Sorry, I didn't realise. You were live. Hence why I'm late. Says Joe. Well, just because you are also a moderator on this live stream doesn't mean that you are obliged to be here. You can come along when you like. We only have 45 people on this anyway, so it's not a great deal. But while we're at it, make sure you like the live stream, unless you already have done. Then make sure you don't accidentally unlike it, because that would be rather unfortunate, wouldn't it? Hello, the apprentice, also known as Joe. Windy is probably in the pub telling stories to the barmaid. Oh, Skick, gosh. Oh, not bad. Oh, not bad. Not many. Was Skick here before already? No, don't think so. Don't think so. So Skick's come out of the blue, and I don't quite know what he means, but that's nothing that unusual. Me and Windy love a pork pie. Well, that really is something to bond over, isn't it? Do you have a front grille for the Rover 25? Oh dear, you haven't broken it, have you? Because I don't think I have. I mean, I've got mine, but I'm afraid I need it for my own car, really. That's the only thing. I'm waiting for Boaty to comment, and I'll be on him like a rash. Well, he'll be at work anyway, so he's just popped in, hasn't he? He's just popped in, and that's it, and now he's gone again. So we probably won't see him till tonight. Have you got the masher ready? I haven't. I think that's a bit cruel, actually. Boaty's world was timed out by Cars with JC for 10 seconds. I don't think he's even here. I think he's gone anyway. Skick, I couldn't agree more. What is it we're agreeing on? I don't understand. What is it he said? What's been going on? Am I missing something? Sorry, Jason. 10 seconds as you're awesome. Right, I see. Girl dad cooking with deliciousness. I'm a father with full sole custody of my daughter since she was 9 months old. She's now 4 years old. Hints of Hint's dad of a girl. Right, okay, well, that does clear that up. Thank you. I'm glad I asked the question now. The guy from SETI Alpha 5 is here. Hello, Barry. Hello, all. Well done for coming in. Well done. How stuck are you? How skick? Whereabouts in England do you live? Asks Parker. And the answer to that is near Manchester. Near Manchester. In fact, near Rochdale, which is near Manchester. But I'm actually nearer to that than Manchester. Well done. Shows a proper bloke doing something like that. It does indeed. The Joe, the man with a good eye for a car. Ah. The Joe. The Joe. It's alright then. I got away with it. Right, he did. Yeah, I think he did. I think you most definitely did, because it wasn't really going to stay for long. Come on, spuddies. Oh, no, we're not boiled yet. This is just a really big reminder that I really do need to go to the opticians, because if I can't see what I'm doing, I can't really do this properly, can I? Can I read that? Almost. I've had a good day then, Paul? Asks Joe. Well, have I? I'm sure I did something today that was quite significant, and something that really wasn't. Oh yeah, I was hoping to be editing some video today. I thought I'd make use of the time not being at work in the afternoon. I came home sort of 2:30. Came home after, took ages to get home, then couldn't find anywhere to park. So yeah, that wasn't particularly fantastic, but it's not relevant, so I'm not going to bang on about it. And then we went off out to town, or I went to Asda, and that wasn't also particularly exciting, but it had to be done, so I did it, we did it, and it was, well, great, and I can't really explain this in any better way where it becomes more exciting than it actually is, because it's simply not exciting, it's rather dull in fact. And that was it, and I didn't get around to doing that video editing that I really did want to do. I've got my glasses on still, not that I was going to post a video tonight, because the one from yesterday seems to be doing good enough numbers to just leave it and post tomorrow instead. I sometimes think that one video a day is a little bit too many, and other times it's not quite enough. It rather depends. If the views aren't coming in, there's no point in not posting, but they have been doing today. That video has been doing really rather well, and I've managed to. I was expecting again that this one would actually ruffle a few feathers and add some saying to me like, you know, you're pie in the sky, mate, with this silly idea of turning this car into a pickup. What a stupid idea. You know, just go home and bake a cake. But that didn't really happen. Not much anyway. It's just the kind of thing that does actually get views. So that's not why I did it, but it's why I did not do it. I've been in custody of a 2-year-old dinosaur. Mr. M, my son will soon return from the military service. He will take a week off and then return to the military service again. I want him to cook a dessert. What kind of dessert do you suggest? Probably cake. Cake's the easiest thing to cook. I'm not big on desserts myself. I've never really been mad on having sweet things, so that's what I would do. Cake's fairly innocuous, easy to do, and it keeps for a while as well. Mr. M, red velvet is always a winner. Red velvet is basically cake with food colouring, isn't it? Say Fred the Shed. The hashtag Fred the Shed is really coming along quite nicely, isn't it? Nearly doesn't like red velvet. Oh. Good evening all, says Dick Dastardly. Good evening, Dick Dastardly, and very, very welcome to this live stream tonight. Maxine, you should cook caramel chocolate chip next. Oh, it's too sweet. I wouldn't eat it. Mind you, having said that, all of the sweet things that you can make tend to have this ratio of so equal measures of fat and sugar, as well as whatever else goes in there. So cake, basic thing is, yeah, you'd have like 250 grams of flour, 250 grams of butter, 250 grams of sugar, that's it. And so cake is exceedingly sugary as well as exceedingly fatty, and of course the flour isn't exactly good for you, is it? It's just not really proper food. We just like it, but should we? Should we try not to eat cake and stuff like that? I could certainly manage to be without it. I always did. How did the flapjacks turn out? Asks Dick Dastardly. I tell you what, why don't I get a piece out of the oven, because I've just left them in there. There's no need for them to be in the fridge or something like that. I'll get a piece out and I'll actually show it to you. There we go. There is the flapjack in question. It's difficult to actually get this just right there, but it's dropping crumbs everywhere. It's kind of chewy, it's slightly crunchy, and it's very good. I'm now going to have to eat this one. Not that I mind. Try talking with a mouthful of flapjack. Didn't work. Tricky one. I'd say nice Victorian sponge. Can't go wrong. If we all thought the same as Bosie and scrapped all of the cars that needed work, there wouldn't be any classic cars. Well, not quite. I wouldn't really quite agree with that. I mean, very few people would consider Fred is worthwhile, really. I mean, Joe, for example, you like a nice car. You like your car to be free of scratches and dents and everywhere immaculate, don't you? So that car, Fred, would really, really wind you up to use. I personally am not too bothered about stuff like that all the time. I just don't like dirt. I don't like a dirty car. Dirty on the outside, I'm not really keen on. Dirty on the inside, no. I never really understand how some people can let their cars get utterly filthy on the inside to the point where they're going mouldy. It's just, it makes me cringe, it does, and makes me cringe thinking about it and talking about it as if, it's really something that you can't do anything about, because you can't. I will make him chocolate cake and some other sweets. He loves sweets, says Mr. M. It's very nice of you. I had an MG ZT also back in the day, which I kept it, says Mystic Hair. Poor Fred the Shed. I think Brian needs saving as well. The trouble is with cars like these is, from our perspective, saving them to keep them is one thing. Saving them to sell on means no profit. It means that, and obviously that's his personal car, but there's a limit with it where you can just end up trying to save things that are never ever going to be worth anything, or at least not worth what you spend actually saving them in the first place. Elias Mendoza, good afternoon. It looks delicious, says Mr. M. It is very nice. Chewy is good, says Mystic Hair. Use monk fruit. It's a natural sweetener. It's what I have to use. Well, what I'd like to use would be honey. Because obviously honey is just as sweet, but it does not have... where's the lid gone? Lady, hello lid. Come. I don't know, the lid's gone for the pan. I need that lid to get rid of all the water out of it. Come on, lid. Do your job. Turn up. I'm in the cupboard searching for a lid and I found it. I found it. Oh yeah. My new 25 Eric is mouldy, but it has been sat unused for 4 months, so kind of acceptable. Dampness can cause it to... Or no fresh air. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, when you... A car that's naturally damp on the inside and it's just left with the windows closed, especially if people have been eating in there, is the worst thing for it. Can't be too emotional when it comes to selling cars, says Mr. Care. Yep, I agree. You can't be... Oh, hang on. Right. Can't be too emotional when it comes to selling cars. That could be understood two ways, couldn't it? Because it could be understood as you shouldn't be attached to them, but it also means that if you are, you can't be too attached to it. A start will be whatever you buy, work on them. Don't just leave them in the yard. Well, that's easy for someone from the outside to say, Skick, because let's not forget, there's only a certain amount of time available during the day, and it's very, very easy once you've got a good few cars built up to not get around to doing anything with them. Plus, the other thing is, actually, I made a video yesterday about what happens when I don't make a video. Does any more work get done, or does less? In actual fact, it's kind of less because I haven't got a particular thing to focus on and try and make a video with. But time just passes by so quickly. It's not really a matter of having a car in the yard and just leaving it. It's having a car in the yard and something else needs doing, and something else needs doing. And there's a bunch of other things all around me. There are things that need doing, and with every job that you start doing, you end up with something within that job that causes another problem. So, classic case of an hour job ends up taking 2 hours because of other issues that need dealing with along the way. It's never, ever as easy as it seems. Skip, or anybody else for that matter. I wish it was. And that's why my own car, the star of the show, which was supposed to be in the lockup for just 1 month, is now approaching 2 months and it still isn't finished. There are a whole load of things I haven't got around to doing. And that's the one I want to be working on. That's the one I want to spend my time doing things with. Because I enjoy it. I enjoy doing things on Nigel much more than on other things. Well, I'll just answer this one quickly, Skip, who says, why buy cars with faults if there's no time to work on them? That could be a good question. And 1 second. 2 things. One is that you don't realise the extent of the work that needs doing a lot of the time. And the other thing is that if you've any experience with cars, and old cars in particular, then you'll know that a car can be perfectly good one day and then the next day not. Every fault that a car has, at one point it didn't have. And they can come up asphalt's at the most inopportune moment going. And as someone who's got a history with cars, you should know that, Skik. You really should know that. I don't know whether you actually work on them yourself though, or whether you're at all responsible. See, what we want to do is anything that needs to be done on any of the cars that come into the yard now is to farm the work out to somebody else, because I don't have the time to do it. But we can't possibly get anywhere with this on one or two cars. We've got to have multiple cars. You imagine if we have one car that takes us a couple of weeks to sell and we make a profit of, say, £250 on it, split between 3 people. How are you supposed to live off that? You can't. Typical that now I'm actually doing something, people are coming in. Maybe that's the trick to this. To get doing live streams, you've actually got to be doing something rather than just talking to people. Right, loads of pepper, loads of butter, and now some salt as well. And then comes the mashing up stage, which is essential if you're going to make mash. Tell you what, let's oh gosh. Now then, mashity moo mash, the moogity boogity moo pig. Remember, we want some cheese with this as well, don't we? Cheese is fantastic, isn't it? Sorry, I'm looking forward to seeing if Skik's got a reply to me on that, because now, Skik is always very welcome on my live streams, because he says what he thinks, and I like it when people say what they think. Oh, I don't want that actually, I want the tray. I want this one instead. Yeah, I do. I like it when people say what they think. The only thing is, usually what Skik says I completely disagree with, and I have to somewhat defend myself. And then, in actual fact, that makes it more fun having things that you disagree with than what you do agree with. If you're just having a live stream and all you do is just say, oh yeah, I agree with that. Yes, good point. Yes, thank you for saying that. It wouldn't be as much fun, would it? You need a bit of edginess to it. It's a lot of mash, but I kind of think this might be just a bit too much for 2 people. Come on. Come on, there you go. Right, okay, I've got the mash out of the pan. And now, of course, what is necessary is to just smooth it out somewhat. Not smooth it out, but just move it around, get it into the corners without sticking. Don't think that's going to work. Just seems to want to get stuck on the end of the spoon. Maybe a different kind of spoon would work better. A wooden spoon. Yeah, that is better actually. Stuff sticks to plastic spoons much more easily. Oh, and now it's starting to stick to this. I think once it starts to stick, it carries on. It's decided that's what its job is to become part of the spoon. It's not the job I want it to do. Right, okay, so there we have a tray of mash. The next jobby to do will, of course, be adding some cheese. Oh, cup of tea, has it gone cold? It's been 45 minutes. A bit, yeah. Cheese, cheese, cheese. Oh. Cheese. So, here's the point. How much cheese do we want? Well, that is rather down to the individual. If you like cheese, lots. If you don't, very little. In fact, if you don't like it, don't bother. But I do. "128 viewers," says Parker. Yeah, it's not too bad, that, is it? I wonder whether that'll happen again. Because we're on our way back down again now. It's so strange. So strange seeing these numbers all over the place like this. It's exciting. It's brilliant. It's wonderful. I love it. But I also don't really understand it. Then again, once you do understand things too much, the mystery goes. So maybe I don't want to understand it too well. Yeah, this is a rather unsophisticated feast tonight. I've got a bit of flapjack on there as well. Cheese and flapjack. Nice. So a bit more of that. No matter about doesn't really matter about preheating the oven. I'm just going down, might as well. And in the meantime, I may as well relocate to the chair. What do we think? There, that's much more comfortable. Much more comfortable indeed. Because a man of my age, not only is his eyesight failing, but my back is as well. So it just can't really work for too long. Let's see. Let's see where we was up to with these comments, because I don't like to leave anything out. Riley Hatcher. Riley Hatcher was or is still here. I hope you are Riley Hatcher, because I don't know that name. That's quite a cool name as well, actually, Riley Hatcher. But it looks like a real name rather than just a made-up one. The dark blue 25 will sell easily, insists Joe. Has a lovely car. Got to get it up for sale. Message deleted by... Ah, right. Rochdale Liberation Front is okay, Neil. I like Rochdale Liberation Front. Mr. Stephen Parry from Port Sunlight in the Wirral. Problem flapjacks is they make me cough. Sorry about this. Very sorry indeed. I don't want to be coughing in your face. Mr. Stephen Parry from Port Sunlight in the Wirral. That's a cool name. Hi, Mr. Mustard. And what newest car do you own? Are you? What newest car have you ever owned? Are you? How are you tonight? Right. The newest car that I've owned was actually 10 years old, and it was a Rover. It was an S-Reg Rover 400, 420 GSI. At the time, I thought this is, Rover was still around, so I thought, why not try and get a newer one? It wasn't any better than an older one, to be honest. Did I hear that Michael Jackson's sister is getting a new owner? Yes, you did. Yes, you did indeed. Allegro Man will be taking on the welding of this particular car next month, if all things go to plan. He reckons it's not going to be a massive job, and the new owner is also somebody who's just as fastidious as what you are, Joe, so that's quite a good thing. Mash, 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 says Joe. And I agree. That's exactly what's been going on. Not only mash in there, but mash is a verb as well to create the mash that's in there. Looking forward to it. It's going to be rather fabulous. Action shot, says Mystic Hair. What action shots is that then? Go my, you loser. What an amazing assumption that is. Unless you're talking to somebody else, then you may well be correct. But presumably, if that's what you think, you're not going to be here any longer, which means there's no point in me coming up with anything clever to rebuttal. It's a shame. Stay here, let's have an argument. What are you making, asks Burb. Well, I'm making mash. Crispy, crunchy, fluffy, cheesy mash in the oven. It sounds like the most unrefined food you could possibly make, but it is rather tasty. Some Russian writing there. I've got no idea what it says, and I apologise for that. Have we had 141 people viewing at current? So if you are here viewing this right now, it's 119 now. Please press the like button and please subscribe to the channel. Unless you find this utterly annoying. And if you do, I don't blame you, but it's all I've got at the moment. Stephen S. Paul. Evening mustard and other organisms. How are we all? Well, you can't speak for everyone, I can tell you that. I know that for sure. Pop making, says Go My. Pop making. Don't know what pop making is, unless you're making pop. Oh, 168, gosh. That might be a record, actually. Make sure you will swill that pan, otherwise it'll be... a good point, actually. A good point. But then again, I don't think it's that much of a problem to clean a pan, because it is water-soluble stuff, isn't it? It just means you have to do a bit more afterwards, well, a bit less. But I may as well. And I have done. And whilst doing that, not too many people disappeared. Only 40, which I can cope with. I can't speak for everyone, but I'm fine, thanks, says Dick Dastardly. Dick Dastardly thinking probably the same kind of thing as I do when somebody asks, how is everyone? 128 viewers, says Parker. Oh, this was still going on whilst I was actually doing this now. So we're quite a little way behind now, which is great because it means I've got lots of catching up to do. I actually enjoy that, bizarrely enough. Mr. M, I love cheese so much that I sometimes eat cheese out of the bag. Yes, did I mention that yesterday? I must try it one day. What is the best type of cheese you can buy in a block and just eat it without doing anything with it? Lots more than what Boaty would recommend regarding cheese. Yeah, exactly, Andrew. Big on cheese, yes. Twin coconuts. What's good king? What's good king? I don't know how, but twin coconuts manages to have like a background in the name there. I don't know how you've done that. That's quite impressive. More Russian writing, which I don't understand, and I'm sorry. Then Joe's welcoming twin coconuts, which is very good of him. Jack Bennett, have you ever tried cheese and onion pizza? The answer to that is yes, I have. When I've made my own pizza, which tomorrow night, I think I'm going to make some dough tomorrow night, and maybe I'll do a live stream with that as well. Who knows? I mean, you've seen it all before, but I love making bread. It's fantastic. It's a very, very therapeutic and satisfying thing to do, and the results are much nicer bread or pizza or whatever you want to do with it. But one of the things I have done is just a cheese onion pizza, and I think it works. And not many people do. Beer time suggests Mr. M. Thank you very much. Gosh, it's like you're trying to talk me into it. I'm going to do tonight the same thing as I did last night. I didn't open my beer up until I got to 25 likes. So I'm 11 off of that. But I think I'm going to stick at that with a rule unless I get desperate. So if you want me to have a beer, please, think of it this way. All you've got to do is like this live stream and I get a beer out of it. It's amazing. Skick, how about bread and butter pudding? Try do one of them, mustard. It's what you do with your leftover bread, isn't it? I remember having bread and butter pudding when I was growing up. It was kind of one of these cheap things that your mother would make. But I never got it. I didn't like it that much, to be personally honest. Gosh, not cooking tonight. Not cooking tonight, mustard. Well, I have. I have done. Ooh, I'm just happy to sit down. Join the club. Sight, I'm back, says Andrew. I know it's. There's no point complaining about it. I think that's the thing. Actually, as you get older, you have more things going wrong everywhere, but you complain less because all the complaining does about feeling a bit unwell and rough is just make you feeling worse. Come on, let's do some likes. Come on, let's like this live stream. 135 people. That is quite a lot of people to be not liking it. And me having a beer is hinged upon this. Don't forget to subscribe as well. Andrew McGregor, what's making? And the answer is crispy mash. Can you make a cheesecake, please? Says Cars with JC. Was gutted I missed you making the flapjacks. I've never made a cheesecake, so yeah. Why don't I have a go doing that quite soon? Because actually, to be honest, cheesecake. It's one of my favorites. It's so indulgent, isn't it? Cheesecake, and I'm talking about just the actual cheesecake itself. If you buy a cheesecake from the shop, even the ones that have nothing on the top and it's just like the biscuit base and the cheesecake, they're quite expensive. But then, they're really are very dense and full of ingredients, aren't they? So they're not even cheap to make, but I will do. I'm going to think about making a cheesecake. I'm definitely going to think about one. I might think about making a cheesecake. No, I will really. Calypso Daisy. That's a cool name. I'm going to give that one a 6 out of 10. Oh, dang, I wish I could eat, but I feel sick, so I don't want to. Well, that's a shame. Joe's been deleting messages. Oh, little things. I'm outside your window. Don't worry about those kind of ones, Joe. That's fun. Hang on. Do you know who Ligma is? Message retracted. Charlotte Calliston. Have you ever visited Seven Sisters? Now we're talking about the flats in town. The 7 flats, the College Bank flats. Olivia Gandra, you're old, mister. I know you being alive. I don't quite understand what you mean by that. You're old, mister. You're old, not you are old. I know you being alive. Now, I can't quite... you might have to explain that one, Olivia. Katrina Orchard says, hi, hello. Yasser. Name a car for an edit. Oh, this one again. You should say please, remember. Please. Could you please name a car for an edit? I want to sample your voice naming a car so I can edit it into some sort of video. I'm flattered, but you know, it's nice if you ask. I'm going to say Triumph Spitfire. Katrina Orchard, good. Where was we up to with Katrina Orchard? Oh, I don't know. Good. I don't know where the good came from. Girl Dad cooking up deliciousness. Find something funny. I hope so. Grayson Owen, can you say hi to me? Yes, I can. Grayson Owen. Hello. Welcome to the live stream. Don't forget to like. Skick. What's Yachts24 and Tommy Dapper got in common? I'm not sure if this is a joke or a question, Skick, so you'll just have to tell us. Calypso Daisy, like whenever I swallow something, I get nauseous. So it might be something that'll pass, I suppose. Oh, by the way, it's always nice if anybody new to the live stream can just include what country you're in, so as I know how far the reach of this live stream actually is. They both went down like a lead balloon, says Skick. Now, Skick, am I to presume that either that's a nice in-joke or you don't actually like either of them? You can tell me if you like. Jisoo, can you sing? Well, I can sing in the same way that anyone can sing, and that is not particularly well. I can hold a note, I know when I'm going off tune, and I know when I'm in, but it doesn't come that natural to me. Yeah, it's busy, isn't it, Neil? Neil and Joe, doing moderation stuff on the live stream once you've got these kind of numbers on the go. Easy enough when there's only 7 or 8 people watching, but when it's this amount, it does get a bit tricky, doesn't it? Cameron Pinder says hello, and Andrew Buttigieg says like, and I wish it would please. Hey, he should do. Azra Turkey, hi Dad. Yes, I can sing. George Osmorno. So, can I tell you a joke? Of course you can. Just make it funny. And just tell it now. Actually, to be honest, when it comes to jokes, you may as well just blurt the joke out. Just say the joke. If it's inappropriate or really shouldn't be there, I'm sure one of the mods would just get rid of it anyway. Can we see you cooking Christmas dinner in December, asks Barry Squatter. Well, that might be a bit tricky. Although I do tend to spend my time in the kitchen by myself. But would that be fun? Or would anybody really want to watch that? Why is the UK and USA bad at chess? Hang on, is this the joke? Does cheesecake actually contain cheese, asks Derek Donk. Well, it does actually, yeah, it does. It contains lots of cream cheese, full fat cream cheese. It doesn't contain cheddar or Stilton, but it does contain cheese. So why is the UK and the USA so bad? Oh, huh? I don't understand that one then. Please what? Mustard, your thoughts on salt and vinegar peanuts, please. Oh, well, that's a tough one. I've never had any thoughts on salt and vinegar peanuts because salt and vinegar rather than just salted peanuts. I don't mind salted peanuts, a few. The reason why we have salted peanuts, so they were traditional bar food, weren't they? Because they make you thirsty, they make you want to drink more. So, yeah, I like them. They're all right. Wouldn't really got a way to go and buy them particularly. Froglord says hello. Froglord, I like that. Froglord's a good 7 out of 10. We need to make some mustard in the kitchen merchandise. Gosh, Neil, you really are getting ahead of yourself there.
Right, okay. Do you like eating toilet paper? Asks Cars with JC. And I don't really mind that question, Joe. It can be tricky to get this just right. But it's not, it is actually at least not a repetition of the same thing. And the answer is fried toilet paper with a little bit of garlic salt. Absolutely spot on. You can't beat it. I would recommend toilet paper fried. If you don't like garlic salt, you could just have ordinary salt. It's up to you, really. Griff the Myth. Take my back shots, please. Also oil up. I haven't got a clue what that means. Tommy Dapper, USA. Neil Appleyard, UK. Ah, yes. So there we go. So Griff the Myth is from the USA, and Nell Appleyard is British. Lord Brennan of Sealand is here. Yes. What's that flag? It looks like Switzerland to me. It's not Switzerland. It's what is it? I can't tell. And you told me where you were the other day as well. How can I watch a live stream that's been deleted from its owner less than 24 hours ago? How can I watch the deleted live stream? You can't. If it's been deleted, you can't watch it because it's not there, is it? There we go. I've actually given you some genuine, honest, and useful advice. So I'm very pleased with myself for that. If the users decided to delete the live stream, then it might be because they're uncomfortable with it being seen. And that's worthwhile considering that they won't want anybody finding a way of seeing it because they've deleted it. Charlotte Calliston, what's your favourite thing to fill up a Yorkshire pud with? That's a good question. I'm sorry about that. The internet just seemed to completely disappear. But it's come back again. Let's see where I was up to. Frog Lord and then Charlotte Calliston or Callistone, whichever one it is, I'm not sure. Well, probably gravy. Yeah, gravy. It's got to be homemade gravy as well. If you're going to do it, there's a point. I do actually fancy doing a roast dinner quite soon. So I could always do not a Christmas dinner, but a roast dinner live stream. Would that be good? I mean, it would be like a daytime thing. And I could actually just have the camera placed over there where I started. And I may not have much of a chance to actually talk because there'd be so many things to actually do. But who'd like to watch that? Maybe some of you. I am very, very keen on making the Yorkshire puddings, homemade Yorkshire puddings, of course, homemade gravy, and potatoes that are just right, crunchy and soft at the same time, making myself hungry thinking about it. Yes. Yeah, so, right. Yeah, gravy, homemade gravy from the meat that you cook, of course. Tommy Dapper, as he shakes, I don't know what that means there, mystic hair, I'm sorry about that. She talked trash about Jim. Huh? Sparks. Some strange comments I don't quite understand. Thavi Yaff. Is that how you pronounce that? Thavi Yaff. Mustard. Thank you very much. Oh, that's the same question again, actually, the George Osmore. Just give us the answer. Just give us the answer, George. Spakes, damn the spell check. What are spakes? Want some marshmallows? Blair gave me some. I wouldn't mind, but it's going to struggle to actually give them to me, really, aren't you? Ah, right, I see. Right. Okay. I don't really find that particularly offensive joke, but some might, so it's probably best being left out. Skip, good. Crispy roast potatoes is what I would like to know how to cook. Oh, well, that's interesting. I can give you a quick hint on this if you're interested, and that is you want well, first to parboil them, maybe knock them about a little bit. Or what I do is actually before they're cooked, I like to just jag jab the potato all over the place with the knife so that you end up with crispier bits everywhere. But they've got to be parboiled, so they've got to be hot when they go inside the oven. And then you want the kind of oil or fat that can really take the heat, but you don't want loads and loads of heat because then they'll just burn. So hence the duck fat or just lard. Lard's perfect. Perfect for roast potatoes is lard or beef dripping. And then I usually I'll take them out at some point, I'll let them cool down, and then bung them back in again afterwards on a lower heat. El Sanchez says, Gilou, I think that's how you say it. Can't beat crispy potatoes. Indeed you can't. You can't, and there's no need to beat them. You should just eat them instead. We're at 21 likes. We're only 4 off me being allowed a beer. Come on, please give generously. Also, good gravy. And gravy again. Gravy should be made. If you're doing a roast dinner and you're making meat, you're cooking meat, there's an awful lot of stuff that comes off the meat that you can actually take back out of the pan or the dish that you're using, scrape it all out, cook it up with water, reduce it down, add oil, add onions, add a bit of flour once that's cooking as well. And usually something like Worcestershire sauce is what I would put in, as well as quite a lot of pepper. And the gravy is always really, really good. Yes, the Canada flag. That's it. Yes. Can you, TTT, can you tell me a car or a country for my friend Aidan to edit? A car or a country for my friend Aidan to edit? Okay, let's do this. Turkmenistan. I'm on top chat again rather than all chat. It's funny how that happens, isn't it? Pronounce my name, please, says Nakas Ingo. The real OG. Cats farts and dogs fart pick fast. Oh, cats farts or dog farts pick fast. So you're asking me to choose one or the other, and you want me to do it quickly. You don't want me to dither. You don't want me to hesitate. You want me to just make a snap decision on which one I think is either the best or the worst. Well, it rather depends. Are they farts for smelling or for conjuring up some sort of magic with? I need to know. Otherwise, I'll give you the wrong answer. And if you don't give me the right information, I can't answer. And I want that information now. Siblings for life. I really like your fish. Good. I really like them too. They are wonderful. And they managed to get in every single live stream, it seems, these days. Tourism and travel says hi. Hello. It's hard to know what to remove and what to keep, as lots of things can be taken in different ways by people. Exactly, Joe. I said it's not that easy. It's not that easy, is it? But don't worry. I really appreciate the job that you're doing. Sticking with the potato theme, request for the next video, homemade chips. Well, that's not a bad idea, actually. There would have to be chips done in the oven though, because I'm not really, I haven't got a deep fat fryer, and I don't really fancy filling up a pan full of oil for two reasons. One is I'm sure I can manage to deep fry some. Jesus. Yes. What do you want? I'm sure I can manage to deep fry some chips without setting anything on fire. But it's different these days. The amount of oil you need to do that, just to cook some chips, you may as well live on chips for a whole week for what it would cost, because it's expensive, isn't it? Oil's become expensive. And you know what? I blame diesel cars. Yep. Years back, the cheap alternative to running your diesel car was to buy some vegetable oil and bung that in, because most old diesels would work on it. And then suddenly, when everybody knew about this, the price of oil started to rocket to the extent where it was cheaper to make chips using diesel, and that's not even very healthy. Hypothermia left a message, and then if you agree a moderator, you should leave to the job, Mustard. That's typical of our skick. Thank you very much. There's nothing wrong with offering a little bit of advice, though, is there? It is something that you do quite a lot, and I never get offended by it. So remember that, you cheeky boy. Hello, Mustard, says Kaylee Whaley, and hello to you as well. Good idea, Lord Brennan of Sealand. I'm watching at work, says Lord Brennan of Sealand, sitting in a soundstage, filming a TV show in Vancouver, Canada. That sounds rather exciting. Ato 1979 Cara. Oh, by the way, Lord Brennan of Sealand, as a name, 8 out of 10. I've always liked that name. World, you say, I like you, Ellie BC, it's my BD. Now that doesn't make any sense, I'm afraid. So I'm not even going to ask because you're probably not going to tell me. Derek DeHonk. Ideally, a moderator with the same sense of humour. Well, we don't get too hung up on this because now, as I've said, what I don't like in my live stream is spam. I don't mind if someone wants to come along and say "Free Palestine" once, because you don't need it to be said any more than once, do you? The message has been delivered. If you deliver it again, it kind of detracts from the original message, and then no one's going to take you that seriously. It just becomes annoying. So spam, that's just not welcome. Also, being as that this is a live stream, I don't get to the comments straight away, whereas the moderators can. So they can remove duplicate comments because it's completely unnecessary. And I'm talking about when it's not even spam, but like somebody asks a question and they don't realise that there's all sorts of other comments to go through first. I love a good cockroach without roach, says Hypothermia. I don't know what that means, but thanks for saying it. Lord Brennan of Sealand is filming. Yes, V and CV. Spirit check. Every man will die one day. If you died today and stood before God, what would happen? I'm not really sure how I could actually stand and be dead at the same time. The two things don't really work too well, do they? Because in order to be stood up, you need to be somewhat alive. So to stand up and be dead, that really is a contradiction. It really is. But thanks for asking. Tomsy, air fryer. Yes, good point actually. Air fryer. I haven't got one. Derek, we do have a sense of humour, and they certainly do. Thank you. Are you a Ms. Lime? I don't know. I don't know what that. I have a sense of humour, but when it's taking a joke too far about people who've lost their lives to a terrorist attack. Yep, and that's why I would say that Joe was correct in not letting that joke in. Because, although it is just a joke, there will be some people that may find it just a bit offensive. So it's easier just not to have them in, I think. Okay, roast potatoes, says Lord Brennan of Sealand. And I reckon maybe next weekend, or next weekend, or maybe this weekend. Maybe I could do on this weekend. The only thing is it would be at a time where maybe there's a possibility the majority of the people who are watching this right now couldn't really watch it live. Philip Holmes, your mama. Your mama. Wow, your mama. I want to have a beer now, but I can't because I'm not up to 25 likes. This isn't fair. This is a really silly rule. Who gave me this rule that I've got to have 25 likes before I can have a beer? It's just not on. You can tell I'm hungry. Christopher says, stupid. Stupid. Oh, is that no. Philip Holmes, your dada. Maxine, could you make salted caramel chocolate chip cookies next? That's a rather ambitious sweet, I would say. If I was doing a lot more sweet things, I'd do something like that. It's not really going to be semolina on roasted potatoes, says Mystic Hair. Semolina. Now, is that a serious thing or one of my jokes where I'm just trying to something different on there to see what happens, whether it's any good or not? I'd be quite keen to know. Let's all let Paul know that we like to see him cook in the next live stream. Well, yeah, you could do, couldn't you? What good, says Mike Hines. What good? I don't know. Probably something. Andrew Buttigieg, chocolate salty balls. There's a little tribute to Isaac Hayes there. Thank you very much. That was rather interesting. A really tasty gravy, says Skick. Yes, yes. What's your opinion on Hollywood? Asks Gido Planet. My opinion on the Hollywood, as in the film-making city, or the actual city itself, or the hill with the big writing on the side. I don't know. I'm not really a Hollywood blockbuster fan, if that's what you're asking, but it might not be. So I'm not going to assume that it is. I prefer a low-budget film. I prefer a low-budget British film or European. I like them with subtitles. Cars with JC says, so we've had cheesecake, chips, roast and crispy roast potatoes, cookies, what a decent, and a decent gravy. Yep, all of these things. Flip Holmes, your sister. Do you like Skibby Toilet? Asks Mike Hines. And I've got to say, it's another one of those things. What is Skibby Toilet? I don't know if I like Skibby Toilet, if I don't know what it is. For an edit, can you say cars with a green stripe is the best? Are you going to do a video with that? I will do anyway, because I'm sure Joe won't mind. Anyway, mine's got a green stripe. Did you know that? Did you know that Nigel's got a green stripe? So that must have had a replacement windscreen at some point. I don't mind it myself. Actually, do you know what? Have you thought of this? The reason why the green stripe, the sun shade thing in the screen, isn't there in the newer models is because it's just more expensive to make the screens that way. Be some good films on over the bank holidays, says Skick. Yeah, probably right, actually. And there we are, the end of the comments, which means I effectively earned myself a break. Not a break, but the opportunity to quickly do something else. And that something else is, of course, checking this food. Because I can't even remember what time I put it in there. Oh. It's got a little way to go yet. Now tonight, when ready, when I get to 25 likes, I shall have my beer. And the beer tonight is a bit more interesting than usual. In fact, it's a very, very nice beer. Not one that's ridiculously expensive, but it is one that it's definitely not what you call just a cheap old lager. In fact, it's an IPA. If you've seen the thumbnail for this live stream, I did a picture of it for that to suggest that is something that would be happening tonight. The potatoes are real. They are the potatoes that are in the oven there. Oh, and instead I've got a dislike instead. Thank you very much. Thank you. How cruel. So the beer is real. I had my guitar on there as well, because one day I might actually even do some live stream guitar. Earlier on, I was just sat on the stairs there and I was just improvising some stuff. Oh gosh. I'm sorry about this. I'm very, very sorry about One day I'll do some guitar stuff on there as well. Why not? Where was we up to? Oh, right, yes. Some rovers did come with a green stripe and some didn't. Both MG and Eric don't have one. That's true. Oh, right, I see. Well, it could be one that you actually had to ask for. Evening, fellow mustadettes, says Ben. Charlotte Calliston says, love these little guys. Their stripes are so cool. They add so much energy to the aquarium and the stream. And that means the fishies again, which are their little fishy friends. Yeah, I mean, it'd be nice, really, I suppose, if I could show you more of the fish like this and just speak like that. But then, you know, I'm very much out of shot and it might just seem a bit unprofessional of me. MJ, does Joe? Oh, yeah, of course, yeah. Ben-Hur, the Ten Commandments, and Spartacus. If Nigel's windscreen is a Pilkington screen, then it's original. Interesting. Are you the Sigma or Alpha? Asks Mike Hines. Mike Hines. I don't know. I really enjoy your live stream, says Cars with JC. That is lovely to know. I mean, I presume that you wouldn't hate them, otherwise you wouldn't be sticking around. So, thank you very much. It means a lot. I love the idea that people might like them. It really helps me out a great deal. I'm wondering whether the future of me is going to be doing live streams, because it's just the easiest thing in the world to just sit here and talk. And it will be, I'm going to predict at this rate 3 months and it might just be monetized on this channel. And then of course, bigger things can happen. I love the old Star Wars films, says Skick. I do too, actually. The first two in particular. I think they're magical films. Yeah, I really do. I think they were brilliant. I've liked more than 25 retrospectively now. Ah, right. So have a beer now. Good point, actually, Dino Dad. I have only got one to go, and although I could just cheat and just go for one right now, I would feel much more happy with myself if I did wait until an extra light came along and I was at 25. Monomamon. What are the names of your fish? Well, that would take a while to go through all of them, wouldn't it? So I can 25. There we go. I can tell you that one's carrot, and that one is called Bubbles. And there's a one of those stripy ones there called Nigel, and it'll take ages just to go through them all, so I'm not going to. Anyway, thank you very, very much. You've got me to 25 likes. That means it's not the end of the live stream, but it is the start of beer. The start of beer. It's a good rule, isn't it? A good rule should be, if you want to have a beer during the live stream, you simply have to earn it. And that's what I've done tonight. And that's what I did yesterday. So now I am going to drink it. And tonight's beer of choice is this one. St. Austell's Proper Black IPA. It is very good. It's a bottle conditioned beer and it's 6%. So it's not, well, I mean, it's not overly strong, is it? It's a nice strength. That it's a very interesting beer as well, because it does taste very hoppy, but it doesn't look like it should do. It looks like it should be just a really malty affair. But It's beer. And it's got an awful lot of flavour to it. Now, I do think, and I've said this before, that a beer with lots and lots of flavour might not be that suitable for doing a live stream, unless you're talking about it, because, quite simply, it's a distraction. I'll have a little drink of this now. That is lovely. Harry doesn't have it either. Yellow fish, green fish, blue fish, purple fish. I haven't got any purple ones. Or blue, come to think of it. They are mostly, well, as you say, sort of yellow and red and stuff. I like your fish. Also, Janine Webb says there, Harry is going to have a new exhaust soon. Yes, indeed. Going to get rid of that. Going to get rid of that awful back box, aren't we? Oh, not we, but you. Yeah, a good point. Quieten it down. Make it more refined like an old 30-year-old Rover should be. I bet you'll enjoy it even more then. Pungent Exit is, again, another fantastic name. So let's award Pungent Exit a mark out of 10 for that particular name. And I'm going to give that one a 9. That's an excellent name. Hey up, Mr. Mustard, did you know a robot can solve a Rubik's Cube in 0.38 seconds? I didn't, but now I do. But how can it do it that quickly? How can we, maybe a robot, it's going to have to move exceedingly quickly, isn't it? And it's not any robot, it's not just a robot, it's a particular robot, isn't it? Because a robot could be one of those things that used to build Fiat Stradas that probably has got absolutely no chance of solving a Rubik's Cube at all. Mr. Figure, do you like Juice World? No idea. Don't know what it is. I might paint a green stripe on Harry for you, Neil, so you can be part of the green stripe gang. If you do that, Joe, you may find MJ at the house on bricks and no engine in it by the end of the night. How many watch hours are you away from 3,000? It's not 3,000, it has to be 4,000, doesn't it? When I last checked, which was earlier on today, I'm up to about 740 watch hours, which isn't too bad really, being as I've only been doing these live streams properly for a couple of weeks. Or was it 3 weeks? Might be near a month actually. I don't know. But they've not been absolutely every night, have they? They've been quite regular. Do you like Juice World again? No, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. Ah, right, well done, Neil. Are you Lucas or Pectron? I think we all... It's a funny old world where Lucas is somehow the thing to have. Coco or Choco, I'm Knack. I don't know what that means. Nice fishes, says somebody with, I presume is Russian writing. St. Austell Cornish beer it is. I can't remember whether you're really much of a beer lover, Joe. I know you like your Cornish tea, which is the Cornish tea. I've only got one tea bag left now, actually. Yeah. I'll have to go and buy some tea bags. That'll be the first time in about 6 months I've bought tea bags, because the amount of people that buy me tea bags, it's quite amazing, really. But yeah, the Cornish tea, but it's not actually made in Cornwall. The leaves are still made in a different country, aren't they? You okay? Asks James Sumner. Well, yes, I am, James, and you are back because your timeout has timed out. And I'd like to say sorry for doing that, but I'm not. You see, let's just not do what you did there again, because next time I think you won't be coming back at all. And I don't want to say that to you. That just makes me feel really, really bad. But we can't harass people in the live stream. It's just simply not what it's about. Wes Hart says, cool fish, thank you. For the record, my username is said like phenomenon. Okay, all right. So phenomenon, but doesn't actually say, doesn't read that. Why don't you just have a username that says that instead? Because no one's going to understand that as that unless you explain it, and that's an awful lot of explaining to do, isn't it? Is that Fooey? Another Beetlejuice film coming out? No, it's not. It's not Guinness. It is Proper Black, which is this. It's a very, very dark India Pale Ale. I mean, it's obviously not pale at all. So it's a kind of trading standards already on the go there, isn't it? Because it's saying it's a pale ale, but it's not pale. Maybe they need a new name for these things. Skik there is with the original casting. It's not something I've seen myself. Aza33 says hi. Sanja Kodakala, hello. I'm donating that back box to Nigel. Would suit it to the ground. Yeah, but it wouldn't fit it, would it? We must meet up one day, says James. Well, that's interesting you say that. What country are you in? Do tell me what country you're in. Can't remember who played Beetlejuice. Me neither. Michael Keaton, all right. Toyota has a wagon that follows you around. Does it? Oh, is he playing Beetlejuice in the new one? Don't know. Barry Scrotter. I keep seeing you, says Germany. You do, don't you? You keep popping into these live streams and saying hello, and that's rather great. I like having you here. Lisa Brown. Lisa with 2 S's. So that maybe it's not Lisa. Maybe that's Lissa. Is that Lisa Brown? If your name is Lissa Brown rather than Lisa, do let me know with lots and lots of love hearts. No, I'm not sure what that's for, but I'll take it as a nice thing. Ashley Warren says hello, hello. The tea and coffee gets grown in Cornwall. They're based in. How can it get grown in Cornwall? I'm sure it said in the packet. Right, okay, I'll have a look tomorrow. I'm sure it says something else. Ah, Sophie Ellis Bextor is here. Now that is fantastic. Imagine being so notorious with your live stream that Sophie Ellis Bextor turns up. That is something else. Next it'll be Lisa Stansfield and Kylie Minogue. I can't wait for that. Anyway, how the girls sending my love out. I'll mention that to them afterwards. Thank you very much. Orang Biasa. I don't know whether that's right or no. What is that? What's your new username? I don't understand that. You're going to have to answer that one first, I reckon. So generally is Cornish tea and coffee. OMG, says Orang Biasa. I'm not sure what for though. Ah, right. It's a universal back box that fits anything. But it doesn't. It can't fit anything, can it? I suppose what it is, it's just the back box. So as long as there's room after the axle, it will fit. Do you really reckon I want that on the back of my car? I'd quite like something like a stainless steel exhaust on it, or even just a stainless steel tip, or something that makes it sound a bit more fruity, but not a great big dangly thing like that. Oh, no, thank you. No, thank you very much. Jack is the Therian. Eat one of your fish. Right, okay, which one? This one? This one? Would you like to become my lunch? I don't think you would you? No, that one doesn't want to do it. I'll wait till one actually volunteers their meat to me. Ah, right, I see. Extensivity, Nissan or Ford? It rather depends on when and what. You see, Nissan was always a car company that I quite liked. Up until about maybe 20 years ago, and then less so. I am Islam, says Orin Biasa. And am I pronounced that right? Orin Biasa. Hello, hello. You should visit Berlin soon, says Germany. Well, I haven't really got any calls to go to Berlin, honestly. I would like to. I'd like to visit many places, but I need the funds to do it for a start. The funds, the reason to take the time off work. I would very much. Here is a little idea for those that follow the Project Nigel YouTube channel, of which is mine. What if, imagine in a couple of years, everything took off enough so I could actually take a week off and visit Europe in a multicolored car? Would that be cool? Would that make a good video? What is the time? Asks Noreen. What? Well, it depends on where you are. Here it is 10:30. Gosh, this is going by really quickly tonight. I'm not sure if that's a good thing or not. Should make some coffee cake. That's an idea as well. Ford, amazing, says, do you ever fear the unregulated capitalism causing democratic institutions to deteriorate into oligopoly imperialism, exasperating support of the counter-voluntarily wars in cultural exploration? Well, as it goes, I was just thinking about that before I read that comment out, and yeah, I do, but I don't want to express my opinion on it, just in case it turns out to be, unpopular. 919. Oh, yeah. Nissan and Ford again. Nissan or Ford? Nissan or Ford? I don't know. I think we all probably prefer one or the other. Yeah, check the packet. My mum's shouting at me, saying it's 100% grown in Cornwall. Otherwise, they couldn't call it Cornish. Well, maybe I'm looking at a different packet then. Ron Whitaker says hi. Don't eat your fish. Oh, I wasn't really going to do. Why would I eat my fish? That's a really silly thing to do, isn't it? Besides, I've got something in the oven. You had it on Harry, you can have it on Nigel. It's so drony, it's horrendous. It sounds like you want to actually get your own back for that. Says Alina. I don't know what that means. He's got a new one with genuine finishes going on. Yeah. It's Bill's birthday, by the way. Bill, happy birthday. And that's already happening. People saying happy birthday to Bill. That's all you need. If you're feeling lonely and you want somebody to wish you happy birthday, just come onto a live stream where there seems to be a few people about. Chances are most of them will be quite friendly. And Steve Kulg is here and doing his wavy thing with the man with the orange top. It's the same top I was wearing yesterday. It didn't get dirty. I'm not going to change it just so people don't think I'm wearing the same top over 2 days, because I am anyway. Stephen S. Ball. Oh, Lloyd, what fish have you got in the tank behind you? Those ones. Actually, I did that yesterday, didn't I? I was asked what fish I have, and I just said those ones. It's just a really quick answer that didn't answer the question. Well, just have a closer look. If you know your fish, you'll recognise some of them as they swim about. And if I need to nip upstairs in a minute, I'll just make sure that you can all see the fish, and they'll continue with the live stream without me. Bob says hello. How's the fish going on in the unit? Well, they're okay. They're okay. They're still the same ones. I've thought about getting a couple more, but I don't know whether I would. Well, yeah, I should. I might get some more. Might get a few more. It's nice having a pet at work. And just like these ones, they know who I am. So they see me and they come to the front because they want feeding. Hin Sam asks, how old are you? Well, I'm as old as you need me to be. What is it you've made tonight? Asks Sophie Ellis Baxter, and it is mash. Mash. I'll have a quick check actually. Oven mash. I reckon that might be about ready. Yep. I'm going to show it to you. Oven mash. So mash, then put in the oven with cheese. It's quite nice. It's nice if you like mash. Or you like crisps, or you like potatoes, or you like cheese. It's nice and simple, very easy to make. Very little effort's gone into it. Oh, I forgot the onion. I've done it again. I like a bit of onion in this kind of thing. And raw onion just gets cooked within it. And I forgot because I was too distracted talking. Fun fact, Berlin is 9 times bigger than Paris. That's significantly bigger. I never knew that. Happy birthday to everyone whose birthday it is, says Joe. And that's right, yeah. I'm going to say happy birthday to not only Bill, but to anybody else who has a birthday today, or anybody else called Bill who has a birthday this year or next year. Happy birthday, Bill. That means Bill Bailey. What's your favourite fish? My favourite fish is the barla shark, but I haven't got one in there because the tank's not big enough. You need like sort of a 500 litre tank to have one of those because they grow about that big. You can't actually see, can you? But they grow sort of about a third of the length of that tank, which is too big. Props for the beautiful tank. Wow. OMG, you are so beautiful. Hin Sam. I need you to tell me more about you. I'm going to get some fish, says Sophie Ellis Baxter. Fun fact, my tinkle is 3.2 times bigger than Boaty's. You've been measuring then, or you've been making comparisons. Steekel, what kind of hand gesture do you mean? Oh. What's that? I didn't see that. I didn't see that one, I'm afraid. I love cheesy mash, yep. What grade nurse is your wife? Asks Skick. Well, she's a matron. Nice work with the mash, says Parker. Charlotte Calliston. It's time to hit the hay. Good night, all. Good night. Have a lovely evening. Hello, men, says Renat S. You from Barry Scrotter. That mash is similar to Admiral's pie, but with slightly less fish in it. Looks tasty. Yeah, there's no fish in it at all. So that's where it would definitely not taste the same. I need to actually... I breathe barla sharks. Oh, God, right, we're caught up with the comments, so that gives me the opportunity to quickly just find out whether I should dish some of this up. Okay, back in one Momo. Would you like to have some of this now? You sure? Oh, where's that gone then? It's there. There we go. There we go. I hope it meets your approval. Hello. Oh, didn't see you there. Who says that? Who says that? Not Barry Squatter. That didn't take too long, did it? Just to dish a little bit of it up. I'll have mine in a short while, and I may enjoy it, although I'm not actually hungry at the moment. According to a certain lady from Liverpool, Boaty is sadly lacking the downstairs tackle department. If you're to believe that certain lady, then yes, I believe that's correct. Which one is it though? There's no fish in Admiral's pie, hardly. Yeah, I suppose it depends where you buy it from. And more Russian writing from somebody with a Russian writing name. Andrew Buttigieg is being all kind of coy here. Doesn't really want you to know where he's getting his information from. Good night, everyone. I'm going to sleep, says Lloyd. Well, good night to you as well, Lloyd. And I hope to see you again. Don't forget to press the like button on your way out. And I will see you again soon. Skick, did it surprise you that months back I guessed your wife was a nurse? Yeah, it did actually. Yeah, it surprised me quite a bit. And I haven't really thought about it much since then, but I think at the time I was thinking, how did he know that? I haven't mentioned it before or something. Why do I hear the Nazi anthem? I don't think you did, Germany. No. What was the tune I had in my head there? Do 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 ba do, bam ba bam ba bam ba do. I can't remember the name of it. It's got nothing to do with Nazis, though. I can tell you that's not something I would be doing. Oh, what does that mean then? It's a pointing out and then an unhappy face. Ah, right. Joe is off as well. Good night, Joe. And thank you very much for joining me this evening and moderating. It's been great having you here, and I appreciate all of what you have done. Go to bed, Germany. Anti-LabCon. Night, Lloyd. Hello, what are you doing?
Just need to cut some paper. I'll be back in a second.
Why do you need to cut paper up at this time of night?
Because we like to make work for our dolls. Don't worry, I'll be back in a second.
Right, okay, don't run with the scissors. More of a side and shuffle tickle. Have a great night, Lloyd. Dad's Army theme tune. No, it's not. It's not Dad's Army theme tune. That's going to annoy me until I remember what it is now. But it is one of those tunes that's never too far away from. I thought I almost had it then as well. Come on, brain. What is that tune? It's one of those earworms that I don't mind because it's a very pleasant tune. What's your least favourite earworm? Mine is Barbie Girl. That's popped into my head from time to time. And you imagine it when it's so much of an earworm that you're actually singing it out loud whilst in the public toilets, in the motorway services. That could be embarrassing. It's never happened. But I'm always fearful of it actually happening. Theme from a TV show. I know it, but I can't remember the show, says Andrew. Do I stay on as a moderator or does it get taken off of me? Asks Neil. It doesn't. No, when you come back to the next live stream, you're still a moderator. If you at some point choose not to be, you can let me know. And then I can unmoderate you. But I wouldn't like that. I like you being one. Sorry I'd stay later, but I've got to get ready work for tomorrow before Jason's live. I know, and I honestly, don't ever feel like you have to stay. That's not what it's about. Theme from, I've just read that one. I think I'm hearing things, says Germany. Well, maybe. I mean, I was humming. I'm always humming. If I'm not talking, I am humming. John Bromley says hi. Hello, John Bromley. I'm still trying to think what that tune is. Oh. I'm not going to do, and I don't want to waste what's left of the live stream trying to remember what the tune's called. Baby Shark. Oh gosh, no. No. That would make me miserable, wouldn't it? I've mentioned before that I had an earworm going on once, and then I listened to some Prokofiev, Symphony Number 5, and the second movement is one of my favourite pieces of music, and then that kicked the original earworm out of the way, and then I had this Prokofiev tune in my head for about 2 weeks, but it's so fantastic, I didn't mind. Bertie Launch, number 7. Student watches porn and gets naked. Why would you need to get naked for that? Alstone, happy to help, says Neil. That is wonderful, thank you. Is there a fish in there that talks Welsh and watches other fish fix things? Who's that a reference to? Jake Official, Mustard, hi again. Hello, Jake Official. You spelt it correct the first time, actually. Second time, you didn't manage it. Well, thanks for trying. Can I be a moderator? Well, Germany things, I don't know you, do I? I mean, you've come into a few live streams, but what I need for moderators are people that I have known really quite well for a good amount of time, and I can, you'll moderate in the way that I think needs moderating. It's a tricky thing to get just right, so I couldn't really accept that offer at the moment, but thank you very much for the offer, because I do appreciate it. Josbro, the YouTuber Zach Mia Cork? Nope, I don't know. Oh look, Jake's now practicing spelling my name correctly, which is interesting. It's very interesting indeed. Mustard refused my offer to be a moderator. Not sure why, says Skick. I don't remember that one, actually. I think it was mentioned a while back. But then you again, Skick. I mean, we disagree on practically everything. So, as much as I like having you here, it would be quite awkward having a moderator that on 90% of things we disagree with. But you being that disagreeable person is what makes it so much fun. Well, says Germany, the theme park, can you say Mike Hunt? Yep. I know somebody called Mike Hunt, and he's a nice chap. He's a very nice chap indeed. Bingus says, how did you say it? Jenna. Ben. What did Ben say? What did he say? Oh, sorry. I'm just trying to find out what it was that Neil got rid of. Oh, come on. No. Right, okay. Yeah, Jake's. That's because 90% of the time you're wrong, says Skick. Well, but I'm only wrong in your opinion. And in the same way that in 90% of the time, you're wrong, Skick. But it's up to you to be wrong. If you want to be wrong, you can be. I don't mind. It's brilliant, in fact, having somebody that's wrong nearly all the time, in my company. But obviously, if you was doing a live stream and I was to say, I'll do a moderating for you, and you think, well, hang on, I disagree with almost 90% of what you say, you probably think that's not really a good idea. That tune was the Wee Plaza tune, says Dino Dad. But that's a game, right? Well, maybe you're right, but it was something else before that. And I'm starting to try and remember it again, and that's annoying. The Professor, what you smoking? Well, not enough by the looks of it. And you missed a word out there. You mean, what are you smoking? I don't smoke stuff. I mean, I find it a bit sad, really, when people have to take drugs in order to be a bit quirky and imaginative or eccentric or different. That's sad. That's a terrible way to be. That you have to, if somebody is interesting or expressive, they must be on drugs. Come on, get over yourself. Whop. Huh? Right, I don't know what that says there. Neil Gibbons say, if it was a spelling test, it's as bad as it's as bad as mine. Well, Neil, yes. Now, I've said this before, actually. Not everybody is particularly good with spelling or punctuation. If you're nice, then fair enough. But if you try and insult someone incorrectly, it doesn't really work. If you're going to insult someone, you've got to actually do it. You've got to do it correctly. Otherwise, it just highlights something that you're missing yourself. That's what I think. I say it faster, says the park theme lol. Well, we know what would happen if I say it faster, but then it wouldn't be funny, would it? Mike Hunt. You say it faster. You want me to sound. You want me to. You know what? I know what you're trying to do, and everybody else does as well. But that's boring, isn't it? Really, it's just a bit boring to try and make somebody sound like they're swearing. Well, maybe not a bit boring, but it's unnecessary. It won't work on me. Mustard. I've suddenly come to the conclusion Boaty shouldn't actually drink milk because he's going to get it all over his moustache. That's true. POV, that's point of view, isn't it? Point of view me in a French test. Oui. Oh, sorry, I spelled cola with an I. Yep. You whop. You cowards don't even smoke crack. Gemma says hi. Whop, you sniff cracks. Professor, it's a natural plant. Try it. You haven't lived until you do. Okay. I never said I've never tried anything like that, but it doesn't mean that you have to do it all the time, does it? Or even regularly. Why do crackheads love space? There's loads of foil around. Oh, yeah, there is, isn't there? Yeah. Hi. Ronaldo's some for. Hi, mate. I can punctuate, etc., but I type in the moment. Spelling is average. Can you say hi to my friend, Nick? Hello, Nick. Right, sounds a bit like it's probably time for me to go. Can you say hi to me? Says Mr. Doritos FN. Parley, I'll let you know. Right, 1 second. I'll be back down in a minute. I may be just about to finish. Right. I'll come up and see you before you're asleep. Yes, anyway. I am about to finish anyway because My mate Boaty will be doing his live stream at 11 o'clock, and I don't really want to be doing one whilst he's doing one. So, using text or posting a live grammar is not used and it shouldn't be. It is rude to correct. Okay. Using text or posting on a live. Oh, right. The trouble is, Skick, I didn't understand what you meant because you didn't actually punctuate. So I had to read it twice. I had to read that. You're trying to tell me I shouldn't do something, but I had to read it twice to understand what you mean. See, we just disagree with each other. It's brilliant. Hence the expression, there's so much space between my crack. Germany says, what about something? Going in a couple of minutes, by the way. What's the other live coming up at 11, I ask? Right, okay, game over, says Parker. I'm not sure what that means. Right, okay, thank you very, very much, everybody, and I mean everybody, for joining me tonight. I would like to thank especially my moderators, Neil and Joe, for doing such a fine job. I'd like to thank everybody else who's been here through the duration. It's quite tricky. Anyone that's come in for any amount of time, thank you. Anyone that's liked this live stream, extra thank you. You get more thank yous for doing that. And anyone who's a new subscriber as well tonight, an extra special super duper big thank you to you as well. And I have a legendary joke, says, well, quick then, Jake, quick, I'll give you the chance. I don't think he's going to write it out in time before I want to finish. What peace? Steve Colg. No, sorry, Jake. Oh, hang on. Have a fantastic night. Oh, there we go. Gordon, can I give you a beer? Can I? Oh, Teddy1234 is here, and just as I'm going. Are you tomorrow? Thanks, Skick. As it goes, I forgive you as well. Am I on tomorrow? I'm probably bound to be. I'm playing peep with myself, so I've done pretty well, but nearly crashed a few times. Pamela McCullough, hello, come back tomorrow. Perp, right. Oh, thank you very much, Jake. Right, that really is definitely it. I must go. I must really go now.